Hello. We're going to continue with 6.3 Key Features of Quadratic Relations, Day 2. Today's date is Monday, June the 8th. Today, along with Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, students will be going back to South to retrieve their belongings. Make sure that you ask a parent to see the letter I sent and emailed them on Friday, explaining the process and the day that you should go according to your homeroom. What is a quadratic relation? A quadratic relation has a graph called a parabola. The parabola looks like a smile or a frown. The quadratic relation has an equation like y equals negative x squared minus 2x plus 3, just like the one here. And it's frowning here, okay? So if we smile, it looks like that. Or if we're frowning, our parabola looks like that, okay? So these are parabolas. All right. The equation includes y that has an exponent equal to 1. So the exponent is the number in the air. Okay, it's understood to be there, right? If it's not written, it's understood to be 1. And the largest exponent of x is 2. Okay, so this exponent of x is 2. This x is an exponent of 1, but 2, the exponent, is larger than 1, the exponent, okay? Note number 1. The 5 key features of a quadratic relation are the y-intercept. A y-intercept is the y value where the graph crosses the y-axis. X-intercepts. An x-intercept is the x value where the graph crosses the x-axis. Axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry, or A for axis, O for of, S for S for symmetry, O, okay, is the vertical line, so vertical is up, down, okay, that cuts the parabola in half. The axis of symmetry, or AOS, is the line in the middle of the x-intercepts. The fourth key feature of a quadratic relation is the y max or the y minimum. You don't have both, okay? It's one or the other. The y maximum, or y maxed for short, is the highest y value, because it's max, when the graph is frowning or opening down. So the highest y value is that value up there, okay, when it's frowning or opening down. The y minimum, or y min, because it's shortened, is the lowest y value when the graph is smiling or opening up. Okay, so there's where's the y min is found, okay? The vertex is the middle point on the parabola. The vertex is the point that uses the axis of symmetry as the x value, and it uses the y maximum or the y minimum as the y value. Example 1. Using the guess method, state the 5 key features of the quadratic relation that is graphed. G-U-E-S-S. Okay, guess. What have we been given? We've been given a graph of a parabola. Okay, U, the unknown. It says state the 5 key features. Okay, so state the 5 key features Sorry about that. State the 5 key features of the quadratic relation that is graphed. Okay, so of the graph. Okay, so what are they? Okay, so specifically they are, the 5 are right here, okay, in the bold. So y-intercept, number 2, x-intercepts, 3, the axis of symmetry. 4, the y max or y min. And 5, the vertex. Alrighty, so E, the equation. Now this isn't really an equation, it's more like the definitions. So for number 1, the y-intercept, so the y-intercept, according to the definition, is the y value when the graph, or where the graph, where, because it's the location, where the graph crosses the y-axis. Number 2, x-intercepts. X-intercepts. Okay, x-intercept is the x value where the graph crosses the x-axis. Okay, number 3, axis of symmetry. Okay, so it's the vertical line that cuts the parabola in half. Okay, it's in the middle of the x-intercepts. 4, the y max or y min. Okay, it's one or the other. Okay, so the y max or y max, maximum, y max if the graph is frowning. Okay, so if graph is frowning, therefore you get a y max. Okay, y min is the lowest y value. Okay, so y max if graph is smiling. Okay, it's the lowest, so therefore it's the y min. Okay, so y min, if graph is smiling, it's the y min. All right, so 5, vertex. The vertex is the middle point on the parabola. The vertex is the point that uses the axis of symmetry as the x value and uses the y max or the y min as the y value. So what does that mean? The vertex is the middle point on the parabola. Okay, so it's an xy value, okay? And it says that the x value is the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is the x value, and the y max or the y min is the y value, okay? So x is the axis of symmetry, x value of the vertex is the axis of symmetry, and the y value is the y max or it's the y min. Okay? Alrighty, so let's start with our solution. Let's get a highlighter. Okay, so there's our y axis. So highlight that. Alrighty, so solution. We're taking the definitions in the equation space, the unknown and the given, and we're using it to find our solution or our answer, okay? All right, so number 1, y-intercept. So we're going to read the y value where the graph crosses the y-axis. So there's the y-axis in pink. The graph on my paper is blue. Where do they cross? Okay, it looks like it's a value of 3, okay? So that's the y-intercept. Y-intercept equals 3. Okay, so y-intercept equals 3. Number 2. X-intercept is the x value where the graph crosses the x-axis. Okay, so there's the x-axis. Looks like the graph crosses here and here, right? So that's an x value of -3. So x-intercept of -3, and another one, x-intercept of 1. Okay, so number 2, x-intercept is equal to -3 and 1. Right, number 3, AOS. Now, remember, you did mirrors before. Okay, it's the same thing. Where is it cutting right through in the middle? It's right there. Okay, so that means it's going right through here. We've got to draw the line right down, straight down. Notice I pay attention to the x value on the scale. Okay, on the x-axis scale, it's a -1. So that means that the AOS is x equals -1, because that's what the number is. So AOS is x equals -1, right? Okay, so our fourth one is our y max or our y min. Okay, y max if graph is frowning. Okay, so when you frown, it looks like this, right? That's your mouth. Okay, well, that's what we have here. Okay, so the y maximum is the graph that's frowning. So what's the highest value there? It's a value of 4. So the y max is a value of 4. Okay, so it's a maximum. Okay, so y max is equal to a value of 4. Now we want to know the fifth one. Okay, and the fifth one is the vertex. It's the middle point on the parabola. We said it's where the AOS and the y max meet up. Okay, so the AOS is here and the y max is here. That's the middle point. Okay, so the vertex is a point. Okay, it's an x value of -1, we've labeled it, and it's a y value of 4, we've labeled that. Okay, so put that together, the vertex, which is right there, okay, it's equal to -1, 4. Okay, so the vertex is equal to -1, 4, where the -1 is an x value and the 4 is a y value. Okay, so our solution is now going to lead to the sentence, therefore, the 5 key features have values given above. And that's it.